Hello and good morning. Today we're going to be riding the Disney's Skyliner. I'm going to be starting right here at Art of Animation, explaining exactly where it stops, how long it roughly takes to get from Art of Animation to the Central Hub and even to Disney's Riviera and Epcot and Hollywood Studios. So it's going to be a lot of different little stops that we're going to be making and showing you. Then we're going to be talking about safety precautions that Disney has in place in case if it ever breaks down, shuts down, or different things that might happen, especially with weather. The first stop the Skyliner makes is to Caribbean Resort. Then you can transfer to Hollywood Studios, Disney's Riviera, or Epcot. Now we're going to follow the bridge right here. That's the generation gap. This is between Pop Century and Art of Animation. It looks like weather is about to roll in. Hopefully it doesn't impact the Skyliner, but if it does, that's a good time to actually talk about the safety precautions that Disney has in place in case if there's severe weather that does close it or stop it momentarily. Now, right when you're about to take off, it has a little bit of a rush, so be prepared. Woo! Yes! It's not that bad. It's just trying to pick up with the actual cable itself. While you're on the actual Skyliner, there isn't any AC, but they do have little vents that has air circulating throughout, so it feels really comfortable. But if it ever stops, make sure you have some water, because otherwise it gets a little toasty in here, especially on a warm day when there's no breeze. Those are the vents I was just mentioning. They have a little bit of circulation, but this is what the inside of the Skyliner looks like. It's really scenic, and you can get some really great aerial shots. The first stop that we're coming to is Caribbean Beach. It's the central hub where you can get on to Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and even Disney's Riviera Resort, which is the newest Disney resort. It only took about 5 minutes to get over from Pop Century and Art of Animation right here to the central hub. Welcome to Disney's Skyliner Central Hub. This is where you can get on to Hollywood Studios, Epcot, or go back to Pop Century Caribbean and even to Disney's Riviera Resort. They have 3 different lines. The line we just got off of is that one right there on the left-hand side. If we were to continue past the clock right there in the center of the screen, that goes to Hollywood Studios. But we're going to continue on the left-hand side to Epcot and Disney's Riviera Resort. Right before we get on the Skyliner, if you're interested in getting coffee right here at Caribbean Resort, they do have a Joffrey's station where you can get a whole bunch of different coffee mixtures. That is very essential, especially for me in the morning. Luckily this time I didn't get any mesh screening, so I'm going to show you the view and just show you what it's like up here. It only took another 5 minutes to get to the landing where Disney's Riviera Resort drops off, and then you can continue to Epcot. Luckily, there is cast members at each platform asking you, are you going to get off? Are you going to this certain location? Because they want to make sure that you're going to the right destination. Now, this is Disney's Riviera Resort. This is the brand new Disney Vacation Club Resort. Now, the rooms on the sides, or on the very ends that you see towards the water, those are 3 bedrooms. They have 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, and deluxe studios. The Skyliner that stops at Disney's Riviera, you do have the option of going to Disney's Hollywood Studios or going to Epcot. So if you do want to go to Disney's Hollywood Studios, all you have to do is look for the sign on the right side of the building. Now, it depends which way you're facing, of course. If you're coming from Disney's Riviera, that's the closest side to the hotel. If you're on Caribbean side, you just have to go on the other side of the building. Now, we're going to continue to Epcot, and that's where I am standing right now, and that's the closest side to Caribbean Beach Resort. This is the perfect time to talk about if the Skyliner slows down. Don't worry. That means that an ECV, a wheelchair, might be getting on, because they do have stationary buckets that will take you over to your destination. So if you are in a wheelchair or an ECV, it is accessible. They do stop the Skyliner like how I'm stopped right now. It's only temporarily, so you might have to wait just a little bit, but it's not that bad. Just gives you more time to look at the scenery. The Skyliner between Disney's Riviera Resort and Epcot has to be my absolutely favorite because of the scenery you get to see below you. You can see Disney's Ratatouille right beneath you, and you go over Epcot just a little bit, but you get to see inside the park. We are on the back side of Epcot. That is their backstage area, and of course, that green building is Ratatouille. We're about to see the land. This is why it is my favorite portion of the Skyliner, because you get to see right inside the park an aerial shot.
We are now arriving at Epcot.
Now, if you're afraid of heights or if you are claustrophobic, I do not recommend taking the Skyliner because it does get pretty high off the ground, especially the little rush that goes into the station and coming out of the station. Now, a lot of resorts, they only offer the Skyliner to Epcot, Hollywood Studios, or any other resort, but you can talk to the front desk and see if they can make accommodations for you for like a taxi, Lyft, or Uber getting over to the destination. When you get off of the Skyliner at the Epcot station, you have the option of going left right into Epcot, or if you make a right, you can go to Yacht and Beach Club, Boardwalk, or even take a boat ride over to Hollywood Studios in case if you don't want to take the Skyliner all the way back. Now, the boat ride does take about 15, 20, just depending on how fast the driver is driving or inclement weather. Now, the Skyliner only took about 10 to 12 minutes to get from Disney's Riviera Resort over here to Epcot, so it's not that bad. So still, give yourself plenty of time if you are going to get on the Skyliner and head to Epcot or Hollywood Studios, just depending on which direction you're going. If Disney ever has to evacuate the Skyliner because of inclement weather, rain, wind, or even lightning, because lightning is the biggest cause for them to have people cycle out. Cycle out just means that at the next station you do have to get off. They will provide transportation to whatever resort that you are staying at or your destination, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, but they always have a plan. If the Skyliner ever breaks down on top of water, they do have a boat that will hover underneath the Skyliner that has a huge platform that Reedy Creek, that is the fire department here on Disney's property, will assist you off the Skyliner. They also have kits underneath the seat that you can break open that have a whole bunch of different things in case if you're stranded up on the Skyliner. So they have plenty of resources at your disposal for when the Skyliner starts to have some challenges. Such an enjoyable ride. I am back at the Central Little Hub, and now we're gonna head over to Hollywood Studios. The Skyliner will only go down for lightning if it's within 10 miles. It will reopen after it clears the 10-mile radius. It only took 7 to 8 minutes to get over to Disney's Hollywood Studios from Caribbean Beach Central Little Hub. Luckily, we were not impacted by the weather. It went right around Disney, and it's starting to get a little toasty, but I am gonna head into Hollywood Studios because that's where I have my park reservation for today. Now, if you did like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification button so you get notified every time I come out with a future video. Thank you so much for coming along with me and learning some amazing facts about the Disney's Skyliner. I hope you have a great day, week, and year, and I will see you in the next episode.